Hello Bears! Welcome to the 2022 opening convocation event. We're glad to have you with us on this beautiful August morning as we kick off another great school year. One quick housekeeping item, please turn off or silence your cell phone or other noisemakers that could disrupt today's event. And now, enjoy the show as we move forward together. Thank you, White Bear Lake Area High School Drumline, for kicking off today's event. Now, please stand for the national anthem, performed by a talented sleuth of our very own White Bear Lake Area High School Bears, representing choir and orchestra programs. Welcome, students.
rainbow stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you for sharing your talents with us this morning, students. It's always a great way to kick off a new school year. We now invite to the podium White Bear Lake Area Educators 2022-23 Teacher of the Year, May Haley. May teaches 4th and 5th graders at Vadnais Heights Elementary School. Also, a special welcome to May's support crew here to cheer her on.
Well, thank you for that cheer. You really know how to make a girl special. All right. Good morning, White Bear Lake Area Schools. How are you feeling today? Woo! All right. I have the honor of addressing you today, and I cannot even begin to start how wonderful it feels to be together here today on this fine morning. So good morning, fellow Bears. It's so good to see all of you here together, gathered, ready to kick off the 2022-2023 academic year. As I stand here today, I cannot help but look at the crowd of faces in front of me and not feel proud to be a Bear. It is because I know in my heart that we have a community of people that are here with purpose. That purpose being to be caring, supportive, and loving adults to every single child we serve here in White Bear Lake Area Schools. We succeed, we hope that each child may gain and encounter meaningful learning experiences that will help them succeed in life. It is with the help and support of our community leaders, administrators, teachers, paraprofessionals, clerical staff, nurses, technology wizards, transportation personnel, nutrition and maintenance crews, and many, many more hands that we are able to serve our students and community well. Being part of a community means celebrating the uniqueness of each and every community member here. As we move forward, I encourage you, each individual here, to reflect on your own experiences and what makes you unique and your most genuine selves. I have found that being transparent about my backgrounds and experiences has provided many more opportunities to connect with the students and families I serve here, as well as strengthen the bonds of professional relationships. Representation matters, and it's okay to have a different narrative than your peers. Many may not know this about me, but I come from a diverse background. I am a biracial immigrant from the Philippine Islands who moved to the suburbs of Minnesota at the gentle age of 7, knowing very limited English. To say the least, I instantly felt like an outsider the moment I stepped onto the halls of my then elementary school. To simply put it, everything was unfamiliar to me, and it was a daunting experience. I can recall entering 3rd grade as a newly immigrated student speaking little to no English. My third grade teacher then, Miss Moylan, took me in and loved me from the very beginning. She was patient with me, worked her magic to communicate with me when no one else in the entire school was able to help in doing so. It was with her help and support from other caring adults in that school that I felt welcomed. Miss Moylan's ability to see me as bilingual and different was an asset that stood out most to me. It took some time to realize it, but she would make connections with my background and my experiences and culture and have me share them in class. I instantly felt part of a classroom community and even more a valued member. Once I felt comfortable, she started to push me and challenge me both academically and socially, letting me know day in and day out that I could do anything my peers were able to do, regardless of any adversity or language barrier that faced me. She was a loving adult that supported and challenged students to be their best selves, someone who celebrates backgrounds and differences and values students and truly makes them feel part of a community. Now, Maslow's hierarchy of needs states that learning can occur when we meet the physical and emotional needs of our students. We need to ensure that they can do their best learning by doing so. As we progress through this academic year, let us all continue in whatever roles we dutifully hold, assisting with meeting our students' needs. Physical needs, such as providing them with food, water, and clothing, providing students a safe space where they can feel free to learn and express themselves and form and strengthen relationships with peers and adults in our community. In doing so, our students can start to recognize their values and self-worth, not only as individuals, but as well as within the community of White Bear Lake area schools. This will lead to self-actualization and a desire to achieve and grow into their fullest potential, which I'm sure every single person here right now is their goal. I leave you with the wise words of my former professor at University of Wisconsin, River Falls, Dr. Pepe. He's now retired. He insisted that all learning should be hands-on, minds-on, and hearts-on. As a young undergrad, I used the phrase quite often, but it wasn't until my recent years of teaching that I truly realized its meaning and true potential. A hands-on approach allows learners to apply concepts learned to real-world situations and problems. A minds-on approach promotes thinking and learning through multiple perspectives. Last but not least, a hearts-on approach focuses on practice of reflection. All are essential, in my opinion, when providing students with meaningful learning experiences, both inside and outside of the classroom. Our kids are capable of achieving great things. Let us continue to do our part moving forward as we serve our students, our colleagues, community, and ourselves. Go Bears!
Thank you, May and crew, for your inspiring words about the importance of community and for your wisdom reminding us to be hands-on, minds-on, and hearts-on. Next, we welcome to the stage our superintendent, Dr. Wayne Kazmierczak. Dr. K will provide updates on important district initiatives underway this fall and provide us a roadmap as we move forward together. Welcome, Dr. Kazmierczak.
Thanks, everybody. No walk-up song for me, huh? I joke with my kids that I'm searching for the perfect walk-up song, but I haven't found it yet. So that's my task before next year's convocation. All right, first of all, another thank you for our student performers. If we give them a round of applause. They're probably gone, but thank them again. It's always great to be reminded of why we're here, so it's good to have students kick it off every year. Also, thank you, May, for your inspirational story. I think we have a lot of students who are like you, who are in our system and need our love. And so just thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that story. So, and in fact, in our strategic plan, I'll talk about it in a little bit, we actually reference the term unconditional love, that our students deserve that. And it's a pretty unique feature of our strategic plan. So thanks, May. I want to take a moment and just welcome school board members who are here. I know I saw you coming in. If you could just stand and be welcomed. And there's a couple here, and they're scattered around. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for being here this morning. All right, and now it's my pleasure to welcome back everybody. So welcome colleagues. It's good to be here today. Now, as we do this each year, so if you're new to the district, I would like you to stand, please. If you're new in the last year, since between convocation and this convocation, if you're new to the district, please stand. All right, we're glad that you have chosen to be here with us. Thank you for joining us this year. Now, this has also become a tradition at convocation. If you've been here at least 20 years, please stand. So 20 years or more, please stand. Okay, stay standing. Okay, if you've been here 25 years or more, stay standing. All right, 30 years or more. 35 years or more. Give a wave if you're still standing, please. There's, people can see you. Okay, I'm going to try one more. 40 years or more. Anyone? Well, I know there's one, and we have Marge, new Master School Board member, is here. And Marge, I forget every year, I'm going to do this to you if you're around as a board member. 55? 55 years? School board? Including school board, 55 years commitment to the White Bear Lake School District. All right, it's exciting to be here this morning as we move forward and kick off the 2022-23 school year. This is a transformational time in our district's history. I want to make sure I have this right. Okay. As we consider where we've been the last few years, we can all be proud of what we've accomplished, and we should all be excited about what is yet to come. Along with the school board, we have established priorities for the coming year that include strategic emergence, a strengthened focus on educational equity and academic achievement, continued facilities plan implementation, and a focus on fiscal management. So we've experienced much systemic disruption, both intentional and unintentional. When I started as superintendent in 2017, we immediately kicked off a strategic planning process that culminated in the adoption of our strategic plan in the spring of 2018. This plan has guided our work, especially during the unintentional systemic disruption of the last 2.5 years. Last year at convocation, I spoke of our strategic emergence, knowing that we were on the cusp of emerging from a very difficult time. The very wise Dr. William Cook, who facilitated the creation of our strategic plan, stated, "School districts will emerge from this crisis worse or better, or if strategic, something other. It depends on what they do now. Those that have an authentic strategic plan, developed by a strategic process, must infuse it with a new creative energy to discover and seize upon the possibilities found only in crisis." So sadly, Dr. Cook passed away a few months ago, but the impact he has had on our organization will live on. Ours is a strategic organization. In this past June, a group of about 30 community members and school district representatives came together to examine the district's strategic plan and engage in deep conversations. They affirmed our beliefs, objectives, mission, and parameters, and they infused our plan with creative energy by developing 4 new strategies that will serve our district well for the next 2 to 3 years. These 4 strategies adopted by the school board earlier this month are: We will create and sustain a safe, equitable, and nurturing environment. We will promote, encourage, and support students' personal learning experiences and aspirations. We will ensure our organization continuously transforms to fulfill our mission. And we will establish healthy and vital engagement with our entire community. Next steps include forming 4 action teams, 1 for each strategy to develop desired specific results. So each of you has the opportunity to get involved in the process if you wish. More information will be coming your way soon. And the strength of our plan is that we've had a lot of involvement. And so please take this as an opportunity to continue to shape the future of our school district. Please get involved. We are resolute in our focus to provide each and every student what they need to be successful, echoing what May just stated. Several examples provide evidence of that commitment. Our focus on literacy professional development, the strengthening of our grading practices, a focus on school culture and climate, building goals around mathematics instruction and family engagement aligned to our equitable family engagement framework, the highly researched and successful school improvement model, building assets, reducing risks, or BAR, and the continued growth of our career pathways programs. These are all prime examples of our willingness to challenge the status quo. We have much work to do, but we are doing the right work. The equity commitment and the 4-way equity decision-making protocol adopted by our school board more than 3 years ago, numerous revised and strengthened policies, and our recently adopted resolutions supporting our district's commitment to equity serve as the backbone to ensure that each of you has the support you need as we move into this new school year. Additionally, you will learn about our racial and biased harm protocol and our transgender and gender-expansive student rights and protections. We are creating the tools you need to help support each of our students at every level, whether that be a classroom, school bus, lunch line, or after-school activity. We are also in the midst of bricks and mortar transformations. In the fall of 2019, our community supported a bond referendum to address significant facilities needs. And we've made significant progress towards implementing our Building Our Future facilities plan since that time. With Phase 1 projects already complete, this summer's projects include work at Birch Lake, Lake Ayres, and Otter Lake Elementaries, the Area Learning Center, and in addition here at South Campus. South Campus finally looks like it has a main entrance. It's pretty cool. This building will become a middle school building when North Campus becomes the site of the Unified High School in the fall of 2024. And just last week, we enjoyed a ribbon-cutting ceremony and community open house for a brand new North Star Elementary in Hugo, which will serve students this fall. I encourage all of you to take the time to visit this beautiful new addition to our district. Work continues with construction beginning soon at Onika Elementary. Projects in the design phase include Central Middle School and the future conversion of Sunrise Park Middle School to become a multi-use facility that will include district offices, early childhood center, transition education center, and the senior program. And in 2 short years, in August of 2024, we will come together for convocation at the new unified White Bear Lake Area High School. We've already put in an order for the weather to match today. All right, fiscal management. So as you all know, school finance in Minnesota has been a challenge, and unfortunately, our legislature was unable to provide much-needed financial relief to public schools this past session, even in the midst of a record $9 billion surplus. And that was billion with a B. The funding that was on the table to provide relief to our special education cross-subsidy would have wiped out our projected deficit. So we will continue to effectively manage our district budget. We have an outstanding finance department that leads that effort. An important part of our revenue is up for renewal by district voters this fall. So on November 8th, the community will vote on a capital projects levy renewal question. The capital projects levy contributes significantly to our ability to meet our ongoing and increasing capital needs. The levy renewal will fund safety and security, technology and related services, textbooks, curriculum materials and equipment, musical instruments, and transportation. If you've been around a while, you might recall the 4 T's from a few years back. The renewal of the levy is projected to generate about $2.6 million annually for an additional 10 years beginning in 2024. The tax rate for district property owners will remain unchanged, as this is just a straight renewal of an existing levy. All right, this leads me to share highlights from a community survey that was conducted on our behalf in June by the Morris Leatherman Company in preparation for the capital projects levy renewal. So bear with me, there's a few statistics here. When asked to rate the financial management of the school district, we had a favorable rating of 67%, which is well above the norm of 50% in school districts. And that's actually an increase from 4 years ago. So in spite of some of the challenges we faced, we've actually increased that figure. 89% of respondents believe that the community receives a good value from its investment. When asked if we have spent past referendum funds responsibly, 80% responded favorably. This is especially important considering the large investment made by the community with the 2019 bond referendum. And when asked if we do a good job of involving community leaders, parents, and interested citizens in decisions about schools, 78% responded favorably. We have a high level of credibility in our community. Now, so far I've avoided using the P word, and I apologize that I have to use it here, but bear with me. When asked to rate the district's handling of the COVID pandemic, 76% responded favorably as opposed to 10% who responded negatively to that question. So this 7.6 to 1 ratio, I'm going to take the liberty of rounding that up to 8 to 1. This 8 to 1 ratio is at the very top of the range that Morris Leatherman has seen anywhere. So 3.1, a 3 to 1 ratio is not uncommon, but a 2 to 1 ratio is the norm in school districts. We're at 8 to 1. The community believes we handled the pandemic very well. So your efforts, ingenuity, and commitment to students was noticed. So I think we should all pause and give ourselves a round of applause. Finally, when asked what they like most about White Bear Lake Area Schools, respondents' top responses were good teachers, the variety of programs offered to students, excellent academics, and extracurricular activities available to students. Our community recognizes the great work that you are all doing. And because of that, our community supports our school district. So each and every one of you is an ambassador. Every interaction you have with students, families, and community members helps to shape the broader opinion of our school community. From the very first hello in the morning to the time when students arrive home at the end of the day, every single touch point matters. At the district center, we know the phrase, the district, very well. The district says we have to. Or, if only the district would, and then fill in the blank. Well, guess what, folks? We are all the district. So together, we move forward and begin the 2022-23 school year. We will continue to promote a welcoming and inclusive culture of acceptance, understanding, and achievement for all students and families in the district. We remain committed to ensuring that each student has the education and support they need to be successful. And let's continue to serve each and every one of our students with compassion and respect, unconditional love. Our community notices, and our students are counting on us. Thank you, everyone, and go Bears.
Thank you all for attending the 2022-23 opening convocation event. And a special thanks to all of those who made today's event possible. Have a terrific 2022-23 school year. Say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bears!